everyone. Well, first off, tomorrow is my 53rd birthday. And let me tell you something, I'm feeling every single second of it. I'm getting old. But what I like to do on my birthday is do a little bit of math. So the sun is 93 million miles away from us, so you multiply that by 2 and multiply that by 3.14, and you get the circumference of the Earth's orbit at 584 million miles. Multiply that by 53, and I have traveled a total of 30,954 million miles. Bam. That's not it. That's not all. The sun moves through the galaxy at 537,000 miles per hour, which means, multiplying by 53 again, I have traveled 249.3 billion miles through the galaxy. Woo! I'm a far traveler. So, here we have Jim Butcher's The 8th book in Dresden Files, Proven Guilty. This one was, up till about the halfway point, was kind of gearing up to be a little mediocre. Not bad, just not quite hitting it real hard. And then after that, things take off into the stratosphere. So the whole second half of this book is actually really good. The general setup here is that Harry gets a call. He has to go bail someone out of jail, and that person has something to do with the daughter of a friend of his named Molly. The ally that Harry has is this fellow called his name's Michael, and he is like this divine warrior. He has a sword that has one of the nails that nailed Jesus to the cross. So he is a pretty powerful dude to have to deal with. There are actually 2 swords. The wielder of the other one had lost his life, and Harry himself has that sword, but he doesn't use it. He has to find who it should belong to. That has been tasked to him. So Michael is married to Charity, and Charity is a lady who's been in the previous books who does not like Harry at all, because every time Michael has gone on a mission with Harry, he winds up coming back injured, nearly killed, and she's had to patch them together from time to time. So she takes it out on Harry. They have several children, one of them named Molly. So they go to this, having to go to this convention, because Harry's new job is to go find black magic at work in the Chicago area. And so they go to this horror convention. Now Harry has established himself as a big nerd. He plays Dungeons and Dragons with werewolves. These books are loaded with pop culture references. Some of them are a little overdone and misplaced. There's one good instance of, how about a little fire scarecrow as Harry does battle in this one. It's really good. But I thought a little strange as he's going through the convention, there's people dressed up as horror monsters and vampires and whatnot, and he's just like, this is disgusting. It's almost like he's the bully looking at a bunch of nerds going, ew, what is this about? But in his defense, Harry does deal with actual horror monsters on a bookly basis. And so he maybe has a little excuse to kind of look at it all as a bit too shallow. The primary problem are these creatures that feed on fear have gotten loose in this convention. They've killed a few people. And so what Harry winds up having to do is concoct this spell that is going to weave itself out into the convention and alert him as to when these creatures are about to attack. And he is able to do this and reverse this magic upon them, and they flee. However, they wound up being directed towards the family, the household of his friend Michael. Michael's gone away on some mission. Before I get to that, I do this part first. So, at the convention, Molly's hanging around with Harry as he's getting ready to cast the spell. And she takes a shower. He's setting up the spell. There's a knock at the door. He opens it up, and it's Molly's mother, Charity. Now, Charity's gotten physical with Harry before, and she gets in his face. She does not like him. So here comes her 17-year-old daughter out of the shower, wearing nothing but a towel. She takes one look at Harry and decks him. This is an interesting, I don't want to say juxtaposition. There's Harry can be decked by this woman. He muses earlier in another book that a sniper could potentially take him out with a bullet. And so he does have a shield, not only via a wrist, piece of magic on his wrist, but his duster, the coat that he wears, has an extra, he imbued it so now he could take some damage. He just apparently wasn't wearing it when she decked him. Having said that, so it gets, the spell goes off, and Molly is kidnapped by these creatures that feed on fear. And then things start going way over the top. So she is taken to the land of fairy. And so now Harry's got to assemble a team. Charity, the wife, joins up. Turns out all that training that Michael has to be a badass sword warrior, she got it from him using her as a sparring partner. So when she goes to gear up, as they're about to go into the land of fairy, he noticed, oh, dang, she's not just in good shape, she's in great shape. And she gets out the weapons and she's going in. So is Murphy. More on Murphy in a little bit. So a lot of revelations occur here. Molly herself has magic, and she violated one of the laws of magic without knowing that she would do so. She had run away from home. She wasn't going to school. And she had a couple of friends who were doing drugs. One got pregnant, she had a miscarriage. So Molly decides that when her friend got pregnant again, she was going to use the magic that she knew to give them fear of doing such narcotics. Well, this is a big no-no and it can have repercussions. So Harry, in her defense, says, well, I got to take you to the wizards and they're going to pass judgment on you, and there's a good chance they could just execute you on the spot. There are some detailed shenanigans that go on at this trial. And Harry has to, it's really a fluke that she isn't killed in her place. But eventually he is. Now, I thought this fellow Butters from a previous book was gearing up to become an apprentice for Harry. It's going to be Molly. So the daughter of the woman that hates him is now going to be his apprentice. Having been in battle together and seeing that Harry will throw his whole life away for anybody that needs his help, him and Charity, now they basically see eye to eye. She has not lost her abrasive nature, but she's going to trust him to take on the training of her daughter. So Butcher does a little switcheroo, as once he has taken her on, she offers herself to him, and he takes a pitcher of water and dumps it over her head. He on the whole, there's maybe a couple of pages of, uh-oh, is this really going to happen to Harry and the 17-year-old girl? Nope, doesn't happen. Which brings us to, I guess, not only because this isn't going to happen because he's actually a responsible adult and this just isn't going to happen, but at the same time, he has the half-brother vampire that Harry has, a little go-between for him and Murphy. In this book, finally, Harry Dresden says to Lieutenant Murphy, maybe me and you can be together. And she says, because at some point she wants to have kids, and Harry's gonna live for centuries, and so she would just be a temporary thing in his life, and she just doesn't want that. Having said that, in the last book I mentioned that Murphy's out with this dude Kincaid, who's centuries old himself, and a particularly bad dude. By the way, Harry still hasn't told her about that, or if he has, nothing's been mentioned in these books about it. This Kincaid guy is on the side of evil, and Murphy spent a week away with him. Still nothing from Harry telling her about that. However, his brother had wound up giving her a ride home, and we find out, yes, she is interested in basically, as far as his half brother is concerned, they're both being just idiots about this, and they should just go ahead and get together and get it over with. One of the reasons she turns him down too is because Harry basically wants to be in love, and because she might not get the long-term commitment that she wants because he's going to outlive her, maybe something casual should happen, and that can't happen with Harry because, like I said, he wants to be in love. And so it's just this messy, convoluted thing going on in each other's heads, and they haven't gotten over it just yet. So we'll see what happens. Butcher doesn't have to pull. I mean, it's kind of predictable that they can get together, but maybe Butcher will go the opposite way, and they shouldn't. Don't know. We shall see. Can't really think of much else here that happened. See, we got Molly. We got the Council of Wizards. Somebody's tipping off the vampires that they are at war with, which again is happening more in the background in this book. It's got to be the third or fourth book where this war's been going on, and it's all in the background. So they got a traitor high up, and the easy one would be the guy whose title is the Merlin, who's running the whole show, because he's a bit of an abrasive dude, but we don't know yet. I have a feeling, I made fun of it in the last book, that this fellow by the name of Ramirez, he showed up on the scene. He's on Harry's side. Before they go take their final assault upon the bad guys to stop the ritual where time's running out, they have to talk, hey man, I like your stuff, I'm on your same team, we're good friends. I, for some reason, feel like it's going to be that guy who's going to wind up being the traitor, but we shall see. We shall see. So far, good stuff. That is book number 8. So I am over the hump. There are 15 books. I dropped this one. There are 15 novels and 2 anthologies, and I don't know that I'll go to the anthology, so we'll see. So I already got the next one. This will be White Knight. I have not read the description yet, so here we go. Someone is targeting Chicago's magic practitioners, the members of the supernatural underclass who don't possess enough power to become full-fledged wizards. So somebody's killing off the low-level guys. Some have vanished, others appear to be victims of suicide, but now the culprit has left a calling card at one of the crime scenes, a message for Harry Dresden. Harry sets out to find the killer, but his investigation turns up evidence pointing to the one suspect he cannot possibly believe guilty, his half-brother Thomas. Uh-oh! To clear his brother's name, Harry rushes into a supernatural power struggle that renders him outnumbered, outclassed, and dangerously susceptible to temptation. Oh, which reminds me, it's my favorite thing going on in these books right now. So it has to do with the coins that hold the embodiment of the original fallen angels, and one of them, Harry touched it, but he buried the coin away. But still, a small aspect of it got onto Harry. It's like a little tiny underpowered copy. Well, it is the embodiment of temptation, and it props up and keeps telling Harry, hey, I can make things a lot easier for you. In this case, when he went off to go into Fairyland and try to rescue Molly, I can never pronounce it, Lucial, she crops up and says, hey, all you got to do is put your hand on that coin again, and we can make this a lot easier. It sounds like so nice, like she's on his side, but time will tell, because she's obviously trying to tempt him, but I don't know, maybe Harry could get control of her and use her. That'd be a nice power boost if he could somehow take her apart and use her ability without getting corrupted by it. Just, it's my favorite aspect right now that he has this onboard tempter who could give him power, and he has used it just a little bit. She's already maybe not sunk her claws in, but she's scratched a couple of times, and Harry has given in just a little bit. So we'll see. On to White Knight. Happy birthday to me. See you next time. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. What am I doing for my birthday? Tomorrow, nothing. I don't have any plan other than to read, but this weekend doing things with family. Going to a local Mexican restaurant I do like Mexican food. One of my favorite Mexican restaurants around here closed down many years ago. Haven't found a substitute, but I've been told this one's pretty good. That's it. Thank you. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye now.